season replays, fantasy drafts, ultimate creative leagues, and what if tournament. It's Coffee Cup Games with the coach, DKM. Hey, this is Coach DK with Coffee Cup Games. Hope you guys are having a good one. We are continuing our series on the 1906 World Series between the Chicago Cubs, one of the greatest teams in Major League Baseball history, and the hitless wonders, the Chicago White Sox. So far in our series, the Chicago Cubs are leading the series 2-0 as they won both games 1 and 2 in extra innings, but we are now about to go into Game 3. Originally, Game 3 was won by the Chicago White Sox, as the Chicago White Sox won this one 3-0 on the road, as Ed Walsh, the starting pitcher for the White Sox, gave up 2 hits in the first inning and then did not allow any more hits the rest of the game, retiring 25 of the next 27 batters. So what's going to happen in our replay of Game 3? Will the White Sox win and close the gap in the series to 2-1, or will the Chicago Cubs win at home and take a very commanding 3-0 lead and pretty much put themselves in position to win our replay of the 1906 World Series? So now let's check out the starting pitchers and the starting lineups. For the White Sox, they are going to have Hall of Famer Ed Walsh. The right-hander went 17-13, started 31 games, and had a 1.88 ERA while striking out 171 batters. On the mound for the Chicago Cubs will be Jack Feister. The left-hander went 20-8, started 29 games, had a 1.51 ERA, and struck out 153 batters. So now let's check out the starting lineups. For the hitless wonders, the American League Chicago White Sox, they're going to have Hahn, the right fielder, leading off. Fielder Jones is going to be batting second, playing center field. Isbell, the second baseman, is batting third. In the cleanup spot will be Hall of Famer George Davis. First baseman Donahue will be batting fifth. O'Neill will be starting in left field. He'll be batting sixth. Sullivan, the catcher, is batting seventh. Tannehill, the third baseman, is batting eighth. And on the mound is Walsh. He'll be batting ninth. For one of the greatest teams in Major League Baseball history, the 1906 Chicago Cubs, they're going to have Hoffman, the center fielder, starting off. Shecker, the left fielder, is going to be batting second. Schultz will be in right field, batting third. Frank Chance, the Hall of Famer, at first base, and he'll be batting fourth. Steinfeld, the third baseman, is batting fifth. Tinker, the Hall of Fame shortstop, is going to be batting sixth. Evers, the Hall of Fame second baseman, is going to be batting seventh. Kling will be behind the plate, and he'll be batting eighth. And Feister will be on the mound, and he's batting ninth. So now let's jump into Game 3 between the hitless wonders, the Chicago White Sox, and one of the greatest teams of all time, the 1906 Chicago Cubs. But before we do, gonna ask you guys, hit that thumbs up, like the video. I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, trying to get to 200 subscribers. And finally, leave any questions, comments, or snide remarks in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear what you would like to see on the channel, so go ahead, please put that down below. So now let's jump into Game 3 between the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs from 1906. We are at West Side Park in Chicago, home of the Chicago Cubs in 1906. We got Feister on the mound going against Hahn, the right fielder, who's hitting .221. He's hitting .273 so far in the World Series. Here's the first pitch, and it's going to be a single as he pulls this one into right field, and he's going to be on base to lead off the game. Next up is Fielder Jones. Fielder Jones hit .230. He did have 2 home runs, one of the leaders on the team. They barely had any. I think they only had 7 for the entire season. Here's the pitch, and he is going to try to bunt it as Steinfeld comes in from third base, throws it to Frank Chance at first, and that's going to be the first out as a sacrifice bunt works, and now Hahn is on second. Here is Isbell. Isbell up to bat against Feister, and he needs a 1-5 for a single. It's going to be a 16, so it's going to be a line out to Johnny Evers a second. That's going to be 2 down, and now here's Davis, the Hall of Fame shortstop, who hit .332. He led the team in average during 1906, and he is going to draw a walk. So runners on first and second. Feister a little bit into a jam as he's going to now go against Donahue, the first baseman, who hit .282, and he is going to hit a ground ball that gets between first and second. So they're going to send Hahn. Schultz has a -3 arm, so that's going to give us a 25% chance to throw him out. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get him out. We're going to let the ball go through, see if there's a play at home, and he is going to be out! Thrown out at home plate. A great play by our right fielder, Schultz, as he has a cannon for an arm with a -3. And so we get out of that inning without any damage. And now we're going to go into the bottom of the first. Here we go. Ed Walsh, the Hall of Famer, is on the mound. Hoffman, the center fielder, is going to be leading us off. He's hitting .222 so far in the World Series, a little bit below his yearly average. And he's going to be strikeout. A quick strikeout for Ed Walsh, and now Sheckard, our left fielder, is up. He's hitting .262. He's going to draw a walk. So we're going to try to see if we can steal with Walsh having a +1 hold and Sullivan, the catcher, having a +1 arm. So can we get a good lead? We're going to attempt to steal, and he is not able to get a good lead, so he has only a 55% chance. So it's something we may try later if we need to, but Schultz is up, our right fielder. He hit .281. And so he needs a 1 for a double. The rest is going to be a fly out. And so it's going to be a 14 on the 20 die roll. So that's going to be a fly ball dead center to fielder Jones. And that's going to be 2 down. And now Frank Chance is up the first baseman, .319. He has hit .500 in the World Series so far. And he is going to rip a single into left field. We're going to send Sheckard with his great speed over to third. O'Neill has a +1 arm. So they are not going to try to throw out Sheckard. They're going to keep Chance at first. So that's going to put runners on the corners with 2 down. And now Steinfeld, our best hitter, who at .364, is up to bat, and he is going to hit a ground ball to Tannehill, and that's going to end the inning as Tannehill picks this one up, throws it to first for the easy out, and so that's going to take us into the top of the second with the score still tied 0-0. Top of the second, we have O'Neill up to bat. The left fielder hit .248. We got Feister now pitching. He needs a 1 for a triple. It's going to be a 1.
Oh, come on!
So the 20 die roll comes in favor for them and kills us, as now O'Neill with a leadoff triple to go to third base with no outs. And now Sullivan is up, the catcher. He needs a 1-5. It's going to be an 18. So 1-5 was a single. Everything else is a line out. It's an 18. So that's going to be a line drive right at Tinker. So that's going to be 1 down. And now we got Tannehill, the third baseman, who hit .183. He has not had a hit yet in the World Series. He's going to hit a ground ball to Steinfeld at third. They are going to send O'Neill. We have a 45% chance to throw him out. He has a 55% chance, obviously, to score. We're going to throw it home, trying to get out O'Neill. Here's the play.
Save!
And he is going to be safe as he scores. Beats the throw as it was an 8. He needed a 1-11. It was an 8, so he scores. And now Tannehill is on first base. Walsh, the pitcher, is up. Tannehill cannot get a lead. They are going to bunt it. We're going to take the force out at second. It's a bad bunt by Walsh. So Feister comes in, picks it up, throws it to Tinker at short, but Walsh makes it to first. So that didn't work for him. That's 2 down. Walsh now on first, and now Hahn, the leadoff man's up. He had a single earlier in the game, but he's going to hit a ground ball to Evers at second, and that's going to be the 3rd out. But the White Sox, the hitless wonders, have 3 hits so far, and they lead this game 1-0 as we go into the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, Walsh on the mound. He manhandled the Cubs in Game 3 originally, and once they got past the first inning. And so he is going to get Tinker to hit a ground ball to Donahue. That's going to be 1 down, and now Evers is up. Evers is going to hit a ground ball to Isbell. That's going to be 2 down. And now Kling, our catcher, with .312 is up to bat. He's going to hit a single right up the middle. So we now have more hits in our replay than the Chicago Cubs did back in 1906 once they entered into the second inning. So maybe we can win this one unlike we did originally in 1906 in Game 3. Here's Feister, the pitcher. He has 2 outs, a runner on first base. And on the pitcher's card, it's going to be a 5-6. So it is going to be a single. Kling has a chance to go to third. It's a 70% chance. We are going to keep him at second base, not going to take any chances, as we need to be happy with the fact that Feister got on base on a single. And now Hoffman, the center fielder, is up. Our leadoff man struck out earlier in the first to lead off the game, and it's going to be a wild pitch. So that's going to put runners on second and third. And now here's Walsh going against Hoffman, and he's going to hit a ground ball to Tannehill. So for the second time in a row, we have runners on base, and we hit a ground ball to third to end the inning as we now get ready to go into the third inning with a score 1-0. The White Sox are leading over the Cubs. Top of the third, they got Fielder Jones leading it off. He needs a 1-3 for a home run. This one's going all the way back to the wall. The rest of it's going to be a fly out, and it's going to be a 20 on the 20 die roll. So that's going to be a very long fly ball. That will be one down, and now Isbell is up. He's 0 for 1, and he's going to draw a walk. So he's on base. He has a 75% chance to steal if he can get a good lead. He cannot. So Davis is going to be up to bat. The Hall of Fame shortstop got on base with a walk the first time. He's going to hit a ground ball to Steinfeld. He's going to throw it to first, take the easy out as he had to charge that one. Isbell took off as soon as he heard contact, so he takes second. So they have a runner in scoring position with 2 down. And now here's Donahue, the first baseman. He needs a 1-8 for a triple, and it's going to be a 2. The rest was a fly out, so that is going to easily score Isbell as they get their second run, and Donahue is on third. Here is O'Neill. He is going to hit a fly ball to Hoffman in center field. Hoffman will have to make a play, and he cannot get to it, so that's going to be a single. So another run by the White Sox as O'Neill ends up with an RBI single as Hoffman's lack of range hurt us there. And now O'Neill is on first. Sullivan is up to bat. Here's the pitch by Feister, and he's going to get Sullivan to hit a line ball right to Frank Chance at first, so that's going to be the third out. But the Chicago White Sox, the hitless wonders, have 5 hits, and they have 3 runs so far, and lead this one 3-0, which was the ending score originally in Game 3 in 1906. Here we are, bottom of the third. Sheckard, our left fielder, is going to lead us off as we got our 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Sheckard got on base with a walk earlier in the first, but this time he's going to be strikeout. The second strikeout by Ed Walsh, and now Schultz is up. He's 0 for 1. He's going to rip a single over first base. Hahn's going to get it, throw it to the cutoff man. We're going to try to see if we can get a good lead here and steal. We cannot, so we're going to leave him there, and now Chance is up. He's 1 for 1, and he is going to hit a fly ball as he pulls this one into left field. This one's going to be right at O'Neill, so that's going to be 2 down, and now here's Steinfeld, the third baseman. He's 0 for 1. He has been our best hitter. He needs a 1-5. It's going to be a 6. Bruh. So unfortunately, we cannot do anything in that inning. So after 3 innings, it is the White Sox leading this one 3-0 as the White Sox have 3 runs on 5 hits, have not committed an error. And the Cubs have 0 runs. They have gotten 4 hits, and they too have not committed an error. Top of the fourth, Feister back on the mound going against Tannehill. Tannehill with a strikeout. So Feister's first strikeout of the game, and now he's going to be going against the pitcher, Ed Walsh, who's going to hit a line ball right at Steinfeld to third. That's going to be 2 down, and now Hahn is up. He's 1 for 2. He needs a 1-5 for a single, and it's going to be a 5. So the 20-die roll seems to be in their favor in this game, as they've gotten some key 20-die rolls. Fortunately, they didn't get that home run they had a chance for, but Hahn is on first with 2 down. Fielder Jones is up to bat. He is 0 for 1. He's going to hit a fly ball to Sheckard, our best defender, and he is going to easily pull that one in. He had to make a play. He has a range of 1. He only made 4 errors, so that worked out well for us as we go into the bottom of the fourth. Walsh back on the mound, the Hall of Famer going against 2 Hall of Famers to lead off the bottom of the fourth. We got Tinker and then Evers, and here's Tinker. He's going to hit a line ball right at Isbell second. That's going to be 1 down, and now Evers is up. He's 0 for 1. He's going to hit a fly ball to Fielder Jones in center field. Fielder has pretty good range, a range of 2 with only 4 errors, and he has to make a play, and he will. So that's going to be 2 down, and now Kling is up. He's 1 for 1, but this time he's going to be strikeout. The third strikeout for Ed Walsh to end the inning in a very quick 1-2-3 fashion. Top of the fifth, Feister going against Isbell as they got 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. And that is going to be a strikeout. With 1 down, we have now Davis coming up, who's going to hit a line ball straight at Steinfeld. That's going to be 2 down. And now Donahue, who's 2 for 2 with a triple, needs a 1-5 for a single, but it's not going to be, as this is going to be a line ball straight at our second baseman. And that's going to be a quick 1-2-3 inning. And Isbell, who got injured on the strikeout, I think he pulled something, is going to have to take a seat for the remainder of this game. We do have it set that all players who get injured will return the next game. So they are going to bring in Rowe, who will bat third and play second in place of Isbell. Feister, our pitcher, leading us off. Walsh is on the mound still. Feister is going to be strikeout. The fourth strikeout for Ed Walsh, and now Hoffman, our leadoff man's up. He's 0 for 2. He needs a 1 to 5. It's going to be a 6, so it's going to be a line out to Davis. That's going to be 2 down. And now Scheckard's up. He's 0 for 1. He did get on base with a walk, and he's going to hit a line ball right at Davis. So that's going to be a quick 1, 2, 3 inning. As our bats have gotten cold and Walsh has been sitting us down pretty much in order as we get ready to go into the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, Feister on the mound. Here is O'Neill starting in left field in this game. He's going to ground ball to Steinfeld. That's going to be 1 down, and now we got Sullivan. He's up the bat. Catcher is going to hit a fly ball to Hoffman in center. That's going to be an easy out, so that'll be 2 down. And now Tannehill's up. Tannehill's 0 for 2, but he's going to get a single as he rips this one in the left field. And so with 2 outs, he's on base, and now Walsh, the pitcher's up. And Walsh is going to get a single as well as he gets a 5-4 on the pitcher's card. And now Tannehill's on second, Walsh is on first, and I have top of the order with Hahn coming up, who has 2 singles so far. He's 2 for 3, and he's going to hit a fly ball into center field. Hoffman has to take a few steps to his left, comes in a little bit, and he's going to pull this one in, so we do get out of the inning as the White Sox strand 2 runners. And now we go into the bottom of the 6th. Here we go, Schultz, the right fielder. He hit 281. He led our team with 7 home runs, and he is going to get a 310, which is a double. So that one's going to go all the way back to the wall. It's going to bounce, and Schultz is going to end up on second easily. And now we got Chance, our Hall of Fame first baseman. He had 319. He had 3 home runs. He's 1 for 2 today. He needs a 1. It's going to be a 5, so it's going to be a line out right at Tannehill at third, and that's going to be 1 down. And now Steinfeld, our best hitter, is up, and he's going to be strikeout. So Steinfeld, who has been intentionally walked throughout the series, has been 0 for 3 so far as Walsh gets his 5th strikeout, and now Tinker, the Hall of Famer, is up. We definitely need to get something going here. He's going to draw a walk with 2 outs, so runners on first and second. Can Evers, the Hall of Fame second baseman who had 278, come through for us? He's going to hit a fly ball into right field that Hahn can easily pull in, and that's going to end the 6th inning as Chicago White Sox still lead this one 3-0 as they have 3 runs on 8 hits, and they still have not committed error. And the Cubs have 0 runs. They have 5 hits, and they too have not committed an error. So we are still trailing in this one, and both teams are playing very well defensively. But in the first 2 games, teams have come back and taken it into extra innings, and so we're hoping for a comeback in Game 3. Top of the 7th, we have Feister going against Fielder Jones, the center fielder. He's going to hit a ground ball to Chance, who's a very good defender. Whoopsies! But unfortunately, he makes an error. So Jones is going to be on first, the first error of the game, and they're going to try to get a lead. They cannot. So now here's Rowe, who came in after the injury for Isbell, and he's going to line ball to Steinfeld. That's going to be 1 down, and now Davis is up. He's 0 for 2. He needs a 1-2 for a home run. It's going to be a 19, so it's going to be a deep fly ball down the line that Schultz, our right fielder, is able to bring in, and that's going to be 2 down. And now Donahue's 2 for 3. He has a triple. He needs a 1 for a triple. It's going to be a 2, so it almost gave him a triple again. But luckily for us, that's just going to be a long fly out that Hoffman's able to bring in. And that's going to end the top of the 7th as we go into the bottom of the 7th with only 9 more outs remaining to come back in this one. Bottom of the 7th, here's Kling. He's 1 for 2. The number 8 hitter, the catcher, is going to hit a fly ball to center field. That's going to be 1 down. And now Feister is up. Even though he's only gone 6 innings, we need some offense. So we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. And so we are going to bring in Slagle to pinch hit. He has 5 at bats so far. He is 1 for 5, so he's hitting 200 in the World Series. Can he get something started here in the 7th inning? And he's going to rip a single into right field. So that is going to put a runner on base finally. And now we're going to try to see if we can get a lead. We cannot. So we're going to let Hoffman, our leadoff man, hit. He is 0 for 3 today. And so he's going to be 0 for 4 with a strikeout. The second time that he's been struck out, and that is 6 strikeouts for Walsh, and now Scheckard is up. Scheckard is 0 for 2. He had gotten on base with a walk. With 2 down, he's going to lift this one in the right field. This is an easy out for Hahn, and that is going to end the 7th inning, as now we need to find a new relief pitcher to come in for these last 2 innings. And we are going to bring in the right-hander Orville Overall. Interesting name. Overall did go 16-8 with a 2.75 ERA. He's going to start off going against O'Neill, who's going to hit a ground ball to Tinker, Hall of Fame shortstop. Whoopsies! Going to make an error. So 2 errors against the Cubs, both by future Hall of Famers. So he is going to lead off, getting on base, and now Sullivan is up. And Sullivan needs a 1-2 for a home run. Anything else is going to be an out, and it's going to be a 20. So it's going to go all the way back to the wall, but Scheckert able to bring this one in. So that's going to be just a very long out. And now Tannehill is up. Tannehill's 1 for 3. He does have an RBI, but he's going to be strikeout. Overall, with a strikeout, now Walsh is up. They're going to leave him hitting. He's going to be strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts by Overall to finish off the top of the 8th. And now we're going to go into the bottom of the 8th with not much left to be able to come back. But we're going to do our best as we got the heart of our lineup coming up in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th, Walsh showing why he's a Hall of Famer as he has a shutout going so far. He's going against Schultz, who has 2 of our 6 hits. He did have a double his last at bat. Here's the pitch by Walsh, and he's going to get Schultz to the ground ball to Donahue at first, who has to make a play. Whoopsies! Donahue kicks off of him. He makes an error. The ball goes all the way into foul territory. Schultz hustles to second and beats the throw, and so he's going to end up on second with a 2-base error by Donahue. So we have some life here. The first error by the White Sox, and now Chance is up. Chance is going to rip a ball into left center field. This one's going back toward the wall. It's not going to get over it, but it will be good enough for a double. Brilliant! As Chance is able to easily get the second. Schultz scores without any worries. And so we get our first run in the game. And now our best hitter, Steinfeld's up. He's 0 for 3. They are going to pitch him, which is a little bit surprising. And he is going to be 0 for 4. Bruh. As he hits a line ball right at Tannehill, and that's going to be 1 down. And now Tinker, the Hall of Fame shortstop's up. He needs a 1-5 for a single. It's going to be a 13, so it's going to be a line out to Davis, so 2 down. And now we got Evers coming up. He's 0 for 3. He needs a 1-5. It's going to be a 20. A 1-5 was a double. Everything else was a fly out. So the 20 die roll has not been in our favor in this game. As we now go into the top of the 9th, but we did get a run and now only trail 3-1 with only 3 outs remaining for both teams. Overall, going against Hahn, he is 2 for 4. He has 2 singles. He's going to draw a walk. So a leadoff walk issued by Overall. Hahn with an 85% chance to steal if he can get a good lead. And Jones needs a 1-12 for a double. The rest is going to be a flyout. It's going to be a 9, so it's going to be over Hoffman's head. They are going to send Hahn. We got to stop any runners we can from scoring. So we're going to throw for the lead runner as they're going to send him all the way home from first. He has a 70% chance to score. And so we're going to let the ball go through. Save! And he is going to score easily as that's going to be their 4th run. And with that throw that we allowed to go through, Jones takes 3rd. And now Rowe is up and we're going to bring the infield in. Here's the pitch against Rowe, and he is going to hit a fly ball to Schultz in right field. Schultz is going to have to make a play. It is deep, and Schultz gets there, but unfortunately, that is going to be a sacrifice fly as they add another run and now lead this one 5-1. Have 1 out, no runners on bases. Davis is now up, and he's going to keep the inning alive with the offense as he gets a single that goes between first and second. And so now Donahue is up. Here's Donahue. He's 2 for 4. He has a triple. He needs a 1 for a single, and is going to be a line out with a 10, so that's going to go right at Evers at second. That's going to be 2 down, and now O'Neill is up. They are stealing with Davis. We are going to throw it, try to nail him, and unfortunately, Kling throws it into the outfield, and Davis is going to end up on 3rd, and so now O'Neill with a runner on 3rd is up to bat. He's going to hit a ground ball to Chance at first. He's going to easily pick this one up, tag on the bag himself for the 3rd out, but we are going to go into the bottom of the 9th inning trailing by 4 runs as we are down 5-1, and we have our number 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. Ed Walsh, who lost his shutout in the last inning, is still on the mound. He has been pitching a great game. He is over his pitch count, but I don't think it really matters in 1906. And I don't think I would be pulling Walsh out either. Here's Klinger catcher. He's 1 for 3. He's going to lead off with a ground ball to Davis. That's going to be 1 down. And now we got our pitcher Overall coming up, and we are going to bring in a pinch hitter. So we're going to bring in Doc Gessler. He's a backup outfielder. He hit .250 back in 1906. The left-handed batter's going against Walsh. We definitely need him to do something. He's a 1-10 for a single, but it's going to be a 15, so it's going to be another line out. This one to Davis, that's going to be 2 down. And now Hoffman, our leadoff man, who's 0 for 4, is up to bat, and he's going to hit a ground ball to Tannehill at third, who's going to throw this one to Donahue, and that's going to be an easy out. It's Hoffman's 4 steps from getting to the base in time. And so the White Sox, the hitless wonders, like they did back in 1906, win Game 3, and in our replay, they win this one 5-1. Originally, the Chicago White Sox won Game 3, 3-0, as they were led by great pitching by Ed Walsh and timely hitting, and just like it happened in 1906, the White Sox win our replay of Game 3, 5-1, behind great pitching by Ed Walsh and timely hitting. The 20-die roll was definitely not in our favor this game, but we still lead the series 2-1, unlike it happened in 1906 when the Cubs were trailing 2-1 going into Game 4. The Cubs are going to be on the road for Game 4 as the White Sox are going to be hosting it. Originally, the Chicago Cubs won Game 4, so we're hoping to win Game 4 just like we did in 1906 on the road and hoping to take a commanding 3-1 lead, but the White Sox are hoping to tie it up and get the series back to even with 2 games apiece. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. Please check out the next episode as we're going to be doing Game 4 from the 1906 World Series between the Chicago Cubs, one of the greatest teams of all time, and the hitless wonders, the Chicago White Sox. So until next time, this is Coach DK. Have a good one. Bye.